Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort. Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what? Nope, it's not Wednesday. It's not Trump Day. Nope. We now have the live stream back up and running. So if you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one and click on the live stream. Last but not least, if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and hit the shop button. How is everybody doing? All right, I got the live stream back up and running. I've been a little lazy on that lately, and I know I have. And we've had a little bit of breaking news here in Florida. Monday morning, Asterio, Florida, came to a standstill down by Fort Myers area on southbound I-75. There was a wild and deadly chase that took place. One of the drivers is a hero. And there was a high-speed chase on the left shoulder. And the guy goes on to say there was a high-speed pursuit on the left shoulder when I got off the ramp. There was a man on top of another man. They were struggling for a little bit. Then I heard 3 shots. Then the man who was sitting on top of the police officer fell to the side. The police officer got up. He was exhausted and laid back down. Then help came. Other drivers who witnessed pieces of the action as it unfolded this morning wrote about it later online. One person said suspect drove past them going at least 120 miles per hour. He flew by a deputy who then chased him for at least 3 exits. It appeared that the deputy was working an accident at mile marker 126 when the suspect came upon him. And that's when the pursuit began. Another woman wrote, I watched the suspect jump out of his car and run towards the officer and tackled him. The Lee County Sheriff officer told local news media that the deputy who was involved, 12-year veteran, is expected to be okay. The suspect who was fighting with the deputy was killed during the struggle, and and is being reported that a passerby is the one who shot him. The passerby, who had a concealed weapons license, exited his vehicle, instructed the suspect to stop beating the deputy. After non-compliance from the suspect, the passerby shot the suspect 3 times. The exit for Corkscrew Road was completely blocked off. And traffic was backed up. for miles on southbound I-75. So basically what happened was an officer was getting beat to death, and a good guy with a gun saved the day. We don't hear these stories that often. They happen more than we care to admit. Way more often than we care to admit. It's something, not like something on the live stream. I'm getting tired of this Steve Bannon is a racist. That's all the fucking Democrats have. He's a racist. 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 Everybody's a racist but us. It gets kind of tiresome. It really does. And that's all they have. He's a racist. He hates Jews. He doesn't. The Democrat Party that has been blasting Israel is complaining about someone supposedly being anti-Semite. Yeah, about that. What the heck? That's same shit. It's getting tiresome. It's getting old. Really old. Trying to check something out real quick. All right, doesn't look that bad. What I was checking out is making sure it was syncing up. There wasn't no major delay. There we go. And that's all this is. It's another distraction. The news, mainstream media fucked up so bad, they got to create stuff to talk about. And they got to create this Steve Bannon bullshit. Otherwise, they would have to talk about how bad they called the election. Just how bad they screwed up. And Lord knows we can't have the news admitting how bad they actually did. So they got to create distractions. They got to create, every issue to look, oh, well, look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm tired. All it is the same shit, different day. Said it before, and I'll keep saying it. All they have is, you're racist, and that's it. That's all they can do. Nothing more. And it's tiresome. It really is. And I know I keep saying the same thing over and over, but it really is the same shit. And it's tiresome. It's annoying. Really, how many times do we have to go down this road of screaming the racists? They just pissed off God knows how much of the country doing that. And the country kind of gave a big middle finger and said, we're done. We're tired of it. I know I'm going to screw myself. I'm popping around looking at something. It's... Heck. For some reason, I just got a voicemail with no call. No call came through, just a voicemail. When is the Democrats going to learn? Will they ever learn? I don't know if they will. I mean, the people have voted against this rhetoric from the left. Listen, Donald Trump has spent God knows how many years in the limelight around half-naked women, and never once was he accused of being a racist or a sexist. It wasn't hard for someone to make those accusations against him. But now, because he's a conservative president-elect, the left has to attack him. And they have to demean him and trying to get people against him just simply by calling him a racist and a sexist. Doesn't that strike people as odd? You know, Steve Bannon, the liberals talk about you can't talk back. But can't talk back to Mr. Khan because his son was military. Steve Bannon is a vet and was an officer in the Navy. They're trying to ruin the reputation of a vet. They're scared of him because they know this administration is not going to take any shit from the liberals. So they're running scared. Liberals didn't want to hear shit when Obama was appointing people into positions that had connections into the Muslim Brotherhood, which was a terrorist organization, enemy of the state. We got told to basically piss off and shut up. If they didn't paint Trump as a racist, the Democrat Party would have been even worse in the votes. All they have is fear-mongering. And it's pointing fingers of wanting to destroy the country. When the Democrats are accusing the Republicans of something, that is exactly what the Democrats are doing. I've been saying that for a while now. You can go through my past shows. I have said it time and time again. People are getting tired. They're seeing through the tactics of the left. It's not hard. It's the same tactics. Same tactics. Football coach would be fired if he called the same play every single down for every single game. So we had talked about it briefly yesterday. Mike Evans, who's a wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, sat this past weekend when the Bucs were celebrating Vets Day. He sat because he did not like President-elect Trump. And what's worse is now it came out he didn't even vote, which you have the right not to vote. But now he's trying to protest Trump being elected when he didn't even vote. So that would be like bitching and complaining and protesting that you got a 0 on a test because you didn't take it and you don't think you should get a 0. And this person was going at everybody, well, he has the right to freedom of speech. He shouldn't be attacked for his freedom of speech. Wait a minute. We have right to freedom of speech. We have a right to say what we think back. That's what I'm not talking about. He shouldn't be fired for his freedom of speech. Wait a minute. If I go to my job and I piss off the customer base that the owner's going to lose money because of my mouth, I'm going to get fired, ain't I? There's going to be no freedom of speech. I'm going to get my ass fired on the spot. So what makes him special? Because he plays football? Because he catches a football for a living? No. That does not give him the right. Kaepernick is the same way. He is an employee of those teams, whether under contract, a contractual employee, or what. He works for that owner. And don't give me this, oh, that's it. The black man being told what to do. We all get told what to do when we work for somebody. There's white players, because I've heard that argument already. And I'm so sick of these. Every time, well, it's the black man getting told what to do. It's racism. It's systematic racism. No, it isn't. These players, and it's not, we're talking large amounts of money here. Because what's happened is Kaepernick has pissed off God knows how many fans. It's enough that it's dropped the ratings. So when the NFL, or excuse me, not the NFL, when these television stations go looking for commercials, they promise that you'll have an audience between X and Y. And when you don't get that audience, the company that bought that time slot says, hey, you promised me this. You got to refund money. So the network says, okay, here's your money. And what happens time and time again, because the actions of an NFL player, now the NFL or the stations are contacting the NFL and saying, we want to be reimbursed because your players are causing this issue. And now the NFL has had to reimburse the stations. NFL's losing money because of their own stupidity. You do not have freedom of speech when you are working. You want to protest, he could have protested. He could protest on his own time. He could have protested by voting against Trump. Or his protest could have been, I didn't vote because I didn't like either candidate. So many different ways around it. No, he had to sit there while they were doing the anthem with God knows how many vets that bled for that flag. Yeah, you're right, but it's being disrespectful to the vets. Because you don't like the president-elect. I didn't like Obama. I still honored Pledge Allegiance. I still honored all that. He was still the president, no matter what I thought. He won. You didn't see conservatives out there burning, destroying, rioting. There were some knuckleheads that said all the same shit. Yeah. Didn't agree with them. I knew they wouldn't protest. And it's so obvious these protests are not organic. They're pre-planned and financed. People are being paid. You're telling me it's organic protest? When you got hundreds of pre-printed signs? Yes, we just got together and we were able to get hundreds of signs printed in a split second, and we got buses to bus in thousands of people here. It's so organic. People just showed up magically, even though they were bussed in. They're busted. George Soros and several others have been financing this anarchy. And the Democrats back it. Now, it's being reported that Ben Carson turned down a position on Trump's administration. Hey. Congratulations. Hey, you know what? That's his choice in life. These are not protests. Mr. Evans is not protesting. He should be working. He should be worried about his job, making the plays. Then let me tell you something, people. Nobody knows what Trump's going to do as president. He's not going to take over the world. He's not some evil genius. You're believing and falling into fear-mongering from the Democrats. All they have is fear-mongering, and he's a racist. That's all they have. They don't even know what their policies are anymore. They don't know who they're even supporting anymore. The Democrats don't even know what they stand for. The one thing they do stand for is trying to destroy and tear down America. That's one thing that's for sure. All right, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, YouTube speaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cow for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.1 and click on the live stream. If you want to support the show, support SHR Media, just want a kick-ass t-shirt, go to Reaver.1, click on the shop button. Let's see where we are. Where are we? The next article. I want to pull up the video. And you're going to see a new DNC chairperson. See where. Dang it. This person that's being considered is well, kind of scary. This guy is left-wing of left-wing. Trying to find the video. It's weird. Now I can't find diddly on this. Give me 1 second, please. This is so weird. Pissing me off too. That. I had this all set up, and now, poof. All right. Now I can't find it. My apologies. He is a Muslim American. They're thinking a likely man that will be the leader for the Democrat Party. He has a radical anti-American, anti-Israel view, which this is in line with what the current Democrats believe. They think that America is the enemy. And that's why all those American racists voted for Trump. Even though they're the same ones that voted for Obama twice. What's really scary about this man, he has ties to radical organizations, radical beliefs in socialism and Nation of Islam. And he believes that the attacks on September 11th, how was it put? He compares the attacks on September 11th to the Reichstag fires, an event in Nazi Germany where the Nazis burned down the government building, blaming it on the communists and using it to gain power. He doesn't blame the Nazis in this, but he blames the Jews. The left wants to talk about anti-Semitic. Their possible new leader is the anti-Semitic of anti-Semitics. And that scares the crap out of me. Their actions of the left are different from what they actually say. And so many people just take them at face value. They said they're anti-Semitic, so they love Israel. They love Israel. They do everything to help destroy Israel. I'm not Jewish, and I see the destruction that the Democrat Party is doing to the Jewish community. And so many people just,
I'm going to vote Democrat. I've always voted Democrat. I'll continue to vote Democrat. I am a Democrat.
Democrats are trying to destroy you.
I am a Democrat. I will keep voting Democrat.
See if I can. I don't know. Being a smart ass right now. It's I'm speechless at the action. All right. Here's my smart ass for the day.
I am a Democrat. I will vote Democrat. I will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
And that's them to a T right now. It is Democrat Party to the T. They're assimilating people into thinking and blindly following. And don't tell me about the Republicans because I don't blindly follow anybody. Anybody. I found out at a very young age what happens when you follow. Usually gets you in trouble. It's never a good thing. It's kind of funny. I got so many things on my mind today. It's like my brain is scattered over everything. Getting a video up and running, trying to keep my eye on that, make sure everything's running good. We had a big meeting with SHR Media yesterday. Everything's good, just brain all over the place. It's, again, just my brain just spaced out there for a second. I'm sorry. Got thinking last. I don't know. There are so many people that are so blind. There is. I don't know if we're going to be able to fight all these people. I don't know. I'm not giving up. It's a fight, more than a fight. And it's so many people in these positions that are so anti-American. I know they say they love America, but their actions are different. I could say I'm a ballerina, but in real life, yeah, my fat ass is not doing any ballet. I try to get up on my toes. I'm going to be breaking toes and ankles. It's a fight and a half, and sometimes it does get to you. I was just thinking last night, holy shit, I don't know how our youth has been indoctrinated. And for so long, we've complained about it, but we always heard, oh, it's in your head. It's a political ploy. We're not indoctrinating your kids. And what do we have? Kids that have been indoctrinated. I agree with Giuliani. These are not anti-Trump demonstrators. They are professional protesters. They're admitting that they're getting paid for it. They're admitting that they're getting paid for it. That's not protesting. That's being a paid agitator. I said earlier in the show, you can't be saying these protests are organic, but you're bussing in people. You're putting ads in Craigslist and paying kids to do it. Doesn't work that way. No, it doesn't. And what's funny is if the roles were reversed, do you know how bad the left would be freaking out right now? They'd be pissed off. How dare they? It's un-American. Remember when they were going after Trump about not accepting the results? It was like the end of the world, and Hillary didn't accept the results right away. Remember how they were talking about that we were going to riot and protest and how un-American it was? Remember that? Yes, I do. I've been saying it for a while. We are at a turning point in this country, and I think we might be too far gone. We're never going to be able to get back to the way we were. And I don't know how we're going to resolve this. It's... I don't mean to be a downing Betty or something. We would need that the Democrat Party to do such soul searching, and they would have to revamp over half their roles. Listen, there's opposition in politics. But what's going on in the Democrat Party is outright anti-America. Destruction of everything we hold dear, all of our freedoms. We're in a sad day. Sad time. I'm hoping we could fight through this. I really do. But it's going to take more than a Trump presidency. You have mayors that are outright admitting they're going to break the law. And they're going to give sanctuary to criminals. How much more proof do you need about the Democrat Party than they're sitting there saying they're going to shelter criminals? That's being complicit in their crime. That's being a criminal organization on itself. Come on, you flea-bitten furball. Stunned. Just absolutely stunned. So many comments that I see coming out of the Democrat Party, it's unbelievable. Then they have the balls and try to hold the Republican Party to a higher standard than that. That's ballsy. Takes a lot of guts to do something like that. And this anti-Bannon, as I talked about, hysteria, is more evidence the left has lost touch with the American people. The left has worked themselves into a bizarre hysteria over the fact that they lost the White House. They have lost all connection to reality and now hyping their most ludicrous paranoid fantasies. The American people have rejected this progressive movement for several years now. I went over the numbers of the rejection of Obama's movement. Sorry about that. Since Obama's came in office, the Democrats have lost. They've lost big. Yes, I know. He got reelected. But they've lost the House, the Senate, local governments, governors. the American people, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that the American people, and that is backing it up of the Trump win, that America is waking up and tired of this progressive bullshit, because they're tired of the argument of racism. The left has lost touch. They just assumed everybody was going to back them. They assumed that everybody was buying into their bullshit. They're still going on with the same argument that just helped them lose an election. They even attacked supporters, the American people. And they're still trying to do it. They've tried, and Huffington Post, that's not a paper. That's tabloid reporting. I mean, they went after Trump from an ex-wife who apologized for her comments of what she said and accused Trump of. Now, for Bannon, they're going to an ex-wife again and bringing up comments. Listen, when it comes to divorces, I don't pay attention to either side, because both sides are trying to discredit the other one so the one could win the court case. Accusations fly, and every misconstrued misstatement is thrown out there to make the other one look bad. And it's funny because they're trying to attack Bannon because they say he called Bill Kristol a renegade Jew. And what's funny is the article I'm reading, the guy says neither Breitbart nor Bannon is responsible for that statement. A Jew is responsible for that statement. The writer of this article is the one that wrote that article. He did it on his own, and it was Bill Kristol, Republican spoiler, renegade Jew. It wasn't Ben. It was a fellow Jew that said it. So CNN is another one they try to spin and misrepresent the facts. CNN getting caught being colluding with the news, with the political party, DNC, and they're still doing it instead of backing off. They fired, what's her face? Donna Brazile. But yet, Wolf Blitzer did the exact same thing, and Wolf Blitzer still works for CNN. So they fired the black woman and kept the white male. And nobody's screaming sexism or racism at CNN. As much as she deserved to be fired, I actually feel bad because they're not firing Wolf Blitzer for doing the exact same thing. Listen, it's that time. We're going to take a break, and we'll get back. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube, Spreaker, and iTunes. We will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. We also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mud Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless, but some days it's a near impossibility. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the big news is if you want to watch a broadcast, it's back up and running. Go to Reaver.one and click on the live stream tab. And if you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the shop tab. Pick up your great kick-ass t-shirts. So we were talking about Keith Ellison early. He might be the new Democrat chairman, and he's got a very scary past. And I'm going to play this segment. Ken the Conservative actually messaged it out to all of us. There's a bunch of us within the SHR Media family, and we branch out into other pundits. And he had, while I was talking about this guy earlier about his anti-Semitic, anti-American agenda, Ken had sent out this message, which was a YouTube video. And it was kind of funny. So during the break, I looked at it. I was like, son of a bitch, this is exact one of the things I was talking about, and I couldn't find. And Ken just happened to tweet it out. So here it is.
Now, since Congressman Keith Ellison's epic meltdown right here on Hannity 2 nights ago, we decided to take a closer look at the man who called me immoral and a liar. Now, it didn't take long to prove his hypocrisy, as his past reveals a host of radical connections, primarily to Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. Now, Ellison has publicly admitted to what he calls an 18-month involvement with the group and its 1995 Million Man March. Now, according to the St. Paul Pioneer Press, Ellison's link to Farrakhan, well, it goes back much further. It dates back to his time as a law student at the University of Minnesota in the late 80s and early 90s. Now, my math may not be great, but early 90s to 1995 is not exactly 18 months.
Oh, what the heck? What the heck? Oh, hold on.
Khan aide Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who famously, among other things, called Jews bloodsuckers of the black nation. And Ellison also wrote 2 articles as a law student in support of Louis Farrakhan. Now, in the first one, he defended the minister against accusations of racism, writing, quote, "Racism means conspiracy to subjugate and actual subjugation, and that means planned social, economic, and political subjugation of whites. It cannot be intelligently argued that the Nation of Islam is doing this." And a fellow classmate told Minnesota Public Radio that my recollections of Keith are of that person who was very much in support of the Nation of Islam and their messages that they tried to convey to the larger community. Now, in 2006, when his past caught up with him, Ellison denounced the Nation of Islam. But the reality is this congressman not only associated with these radicals, but he spent years spewing their hateful rhetoric. And not surprisingly, when we reached out to Congressman Ellison, he finally responded late tonight with another attack on yours truly and failed to respond to the question at hand. His statement read, quote, "Tomorrow, a set of devastating cuts will hit every American, costing 750,000 jobs over the course of the year if Congress does not act. The seriousness of these cuts was the subject and context of my spirited exchange with Sean Hannity on Tuesday night. Americans deserve journalists who provide responsible, objective reporting. Instead, Sean Hannity is bringing up my religion and making personal attacks. This is sad. Can we get back to what's best for the American people now?" Now, just like the other night, Congressman Ellison, he refused to answer our question.
When you confront them with their deficiencies, then they want to talk policies. When you find their checkered path, then they want to talk policies. They never want to talk about their negative history, their anti-American history, their anti-Jewish history, their anti-white history. They don't want to talk about that. And they love to change the subject at that point.
I wasn't questioning his religion. I was asking about his past association with Louis Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, and the Nation of Islam. Here with reaction from the New York Civil Rights Coalition, Michael Maria.
We don't need to listen to all that. It's not exactly what I was looking for. This is the man that is going to possibly be leading us. Well, leading the DNC party, I should say. This damn video was all over the place. Is this it? Might be.
Right? You would never have all this discrimination against religious minorities. But for 9/11, I mean, you had it, but you didn't have it to the degree that we have it now. 9/11 is this juggernaut event in American history, and it allows. I mean, it's almost like the Reichstag fire kind of reminds me of that. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Who benefited from 9/11? Who benefited from 9/11? Who benefited from 9/11?
Well, I mean, you and I both know.
Yeah, boys.
But the thing is that after the Reichstag was burned, they blamed the communists for it, and it put the leader of that country in a position where he could basically have authority to do whatever he wanted. Right? You would never.
9/11. Who benefited from 9/11? Who benefited from 9/11? Who benefited from 9/11?
And you know what? That won't change a single person's mind in the Jewish community. Because Democrats have the Democrats so blinded. They'll come out and say, that was a right-wing conspiracy against him.
Oh, okay. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
It's disheartening. Really is. It's... You have Kellyanne Conway, who said that Harry Reid public comment and insults beyond the pale, which Harry Reid is vile and disgusting, and I can't wait for that man to hit the nursing home. He has some issues that need permanent and immediate attention. I think Kellyanne Conway was, went a little too far in hinting at legal action against them. Just Harry Reid is a bitter old man who has another legacy that's going down in flame. His legacy is going to be failure and obstruction of the Senate. He is going to be going down as Obama's bitch. The only bigotry I saw was the Democrats. Listen, I didn't care who you voted for. I never tried to tell anybody who to vote for. But Hillary, if you did not believe in her, you were verbally attacked by her. That's the definition of being a bigot. You keep hearing division and hate. That's all Hillary's campaign was about. Dividing us as a country. Spreading hate. Talking about hate for Trump and the Republicans. That's all she did. And the American people said no. And fuck off about this electoral vote bullshit. She wasn't popular. Congratulations. And I talked about it, and these idiots that don't. Educate yourself. Stop looking like idiots. The election for the President of the United States is not one huge election. It is 50 small elections. And it is possible, as we've learned, that you win the popular votes in certain states. She won California and New York. California has 55 electoral votes right there. The electoral votes are based off of how many people in the state. New York and California. California is the largest electoral vote. So, Democrats pretty much automatically win those two states. So, it's right there. Explains it. I'm so sick. They're still going on. Still going on. Yippity yip yip yip. And it's like, shut up already. It's done. Lick your wounds and get ready for 2018. And the Republicans better be getting ready now. We better be looking for 2018 because they are going to bring it and bring it hard. And I expect that. Yeah, and hang on 1 second. Being a smart ass right now. Somebody that just followed me on Facebook has this thing of like your favorite conservative talk show. And they had like Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Michael Savage, Rush Limbaugh. So I tweeted back, no, Jersey Joe is my favorite and SHR Media is my favorite station for conservative talk. I got to do the pointless advertising. I don't know. It was a shameful plug. You got to do them every now and then. And where are we at? Where are we at today? Besides Florida. It's a little chilly out this morning, I'll tell you that. But it's getting that time of year. Everything's calming down. Winter's coming. Which means 70, 80 degree days here in Florida. I know I'm getting yelled at. People are screaming. Trying to see where we at. It's been a very laid-back show, so it's, I don't know, just one of those nice, calming days. trying to get other stuff done while I do the show. I'm being bad about that. So I also saw some dumbass, and I love my tattoos. If I had the money, I'd have a couple more. All right? But this dumbass goes and gets on, looks like the ribs, on the side ribs. Trump is not my fucking president. You fucking moron. You got to live with that with the rest of your life. Your butthurt hatred that made you put that on and spend the money to put that on is breathtakingly hysterical. Hey, Grandpa, why do you have that on your side? Well, you see, when I was dumb and young, I didn't like a president, so I was an idiot, and I went and had this tattooed on my body. Listen, tattoo whatever you want on your body. Like I said, I love my tattoos. But that one's just holy snake. And this is coming from a guy who tattooed a girl's name on his arm. Yes, I did that. Even knowing the rules, I went and did it. Then she broke up with me the next day. Yeah. I've done stupid shit in my life. I don't hide that. But the thing is, mine was nice and easy to cover up. That piece is going to be a bitch to cover up. And I'm loving it. Just looking at this shit, it's like, how stupid can you be? And it... And the shit that's going on in California, these high school kids are walking out of class in protest. Let me tell you, if I walked out of school protesting, I would have been suspended. And what's worse is these idiots are walking out and they're waving a Mexican flag on U.S. soil. Way to get support from people, because people are not going to support you for doing that, dumbass. Because you're upset. And you don't know the true politics. That's the funny part. You don't know all the ins and outs of the politics. You only know the highlights. It's I don't know. One thing I'm liking, and I thought it was the opposite, but it looks like Trump is going to try to revitalize NASA, which I would love to see. Get the Space Center back up and running, do what needs to be done to get the programs back up to speed. It's... Despite criticism from the media about his stance on space policy, President-elect Trump is set to focus NASA mainly on space exploration following his inauguration in January, revealing his interest to free NASA from logistics so they can focus on space exploration in a speech last month. Quote, over the last 8 years, the Obama-Clinton administration had undermined our space program tremendously. That will change. So many good things come out of it, including great jobs. That will change very quickly under the Trump administration. It will change before it's too late. A cornerstone of my policy is we will substantially expand public-private partnerships to maximize the amount of investment and funding that is available for space exploration and developments. This means launching and operating major space assets right here that employ thousands and spur innovation and fuel economic growth. I will free NASA from the restrictions of serving primarily as a logistic agency for low Earth orbit activity. Announcing his plans to expand NASA's mission, Trump declared, instead, we will refocus its mission on space exploration. Under a Trump administration, Florida and America will lead the way into the stars. With a victory in November, everything will change. Just think about what we will accomplish in 100 days. NASA has been gutted and deballed. I have no problem with including the privatization of the companies and everybody working together. Under this current administration of Obama, NASA was turned into the Weather Channel. They were turned into a mouthpiece for global warming, the climate change farce. Again, does that, and I have to quantify myself, but I'm going to do it to make sure that you idiots understand. Does it mean that we should run around polluting, doing whatever we want? No. Do we need to watch how we handle ourselves? Yes. Is there this doomsday scenario hanging over us? No. No, there is none. The numbers do not back it up. Never have. The only time they have backed up is when the numbers were fudged. There's no warming. There's no rising of the seas. No nothing. The ice is not melting. The sky is not falling. But again, that doesn't mean we do anything and everything we want. We still play it safe, but this Chicken Little spending billions of dollars on nothing is a waste of money. Waste of resource. And I'm tired of it. They're nothing but scams. The head of the IOCC or whatever, he even said that it became too politicized and corrupt. It needs to be started over. Keep the nations, keep the UN out of it, and let it do its job. But politicizing it just corrupted it. It went from doing maybe some good to being another scam. It was a political scam. Again, if it wasn't for fear-mongering of climate change, fear-mongering of racists, how would Democrats get elected? Oh, it's that time. We're going to take a short break, come back, finish up the show for the day. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media, High Plains Pundit Radio, ICRN Network, Red Nation Rising Radio, YouTube speaker, and iTunes. And guess what? We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Now, Brownells, we know you may have only one shot to harvest that trophy, so we have thousands of accessories and replacement parts to improve your chances. We know how much you love to shoot, so our gunsmiths articles and videos will help you do more and get more out of your guns. And we also value your hard work and money. That's why only Brownells backs up everything we sell with a 100% unconditional lifetime guarantee. Brownells, the world's largest supplier of firearm accessories and gunsmithing tools.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying confidence, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch the Southside Mutt Show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe and Crash, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, where we will be digging up the dirt.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm making sense out of the senseless.
The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one. We have a live stream available. Last but not least, if you want a kick-ass t-shirt and you want to help support SHR Media and help support, I should say, the show, go to Reaver.one, click on shop button. I suck as a salesman. Always have, always will. I know it. So this I just came across during the break. Hang on. So Mike Evans, who's the wide receiver for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who decided to hold a protest this past Sunday and sat during the national anthem while they were holding a Veterans Day celebration. He sat in protest of the election of Donald Trump, even though he didn't goddamn vote. He's now apologizing. It's funny because now he's under fire because he's apologizing. People were hitting him because he did this. It's... I'm just... You can see who... I understand it's freedom of speech and you have the right to protest. Do it on your own time. I'm... And this little witch... She's from Salvador, and all she's doing... And all she does, I hate America, and just runs her mouth. It's... Hi, Cal. It has a lot of people split. And it really scares me because I wonder if we're going to wind up. Yeah, I finally got off my butt and got the live stream back up and running. And here in Tampa, we have MacDill Air Force Base. We have a lot of military personnel. I think the Bucs came underneath enough fire because we are a military town around here for him sitting during that veteran celebration and national anthem. I think the vets, not the vets, that the Bucs knew the backlash that was coming. And I'm sorry, it's you're working. You do what the boss says or you quit the job. That's your options. Especially these players that get paid millions of dollars not to protest, but to go out and play. And as shitty as the Bucs are, maybe he ought to be more worried about his gameplay and earning those millions of dollars than worrying about bringing a political protest onto the field of play. He should worry about his work before protesting at work. And that goes for all the players, and I don't give a shit what color you are, what religion you are. You want to protest? Do it after work. But remember this, when you do that shit, just as when I was at EMT, I had to watch what I did outside of work. Why? Because if I got caught doing something that did not look good and made the agency look bad, I could and would be fired. So just because you think you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Yeah, some of these protesters are now getting pissed because Suro hasn't paid them on time. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't pay him at all, and he's done it before. He's stiffed the protesters before. I'm just... And I hate saying that because they're not protesters at that point. If you're being paid... that is not protesting. It's... Just came across a nice little article. Let me pop it up real quick. Now I'll try to finish up what I have scheduled for today, because I am not... Last week, I think week before, I have not been doing any of the articles that I've prepped for. Maybe one or two out of all of them. So a Hollywood reporter says that the liberal celebrities may have been doing more harm than good. We were telling them that, and they were not listening. When you have these people, there was so much mouthpieces running to us and jamming it down our throat, most of us went, something's wrong. Nah, Cal, the Dems would never do that. Democrats would never hire homeless people to protest and hold signs. Nah. The Democrats, as I was saying earlier, Cal, all they have is fear-mongering of, oh, the economy's going to crash, you're going to die of the weather, shit, he's a Nazi, he's a white supremacist. That's all they have. That's all they have. They can't talk about their politics because they don't even know what they stand for anymore. They don't stand for the Constitution. They don't stand for civil rights. They don't stand for women's rights. They don't stand for the Jews anymore. They don't stand for anything. But they try to say they stand for everything. All right. Come on. Yeah. God damn it. There we go. Every now and then, it just, my headset will just go on the fritz. Then I can't hear shit. It drives me up a wall. Come on. Right before the end of the show, wasn't touching a thing, and it just went kaboot. Spare parts. Always need them. Let's see if this works. Nope. That didn't work. Crap. Let's see. Shit. I think my headset just went? There we go. I can hear partially now, but... Damn headset. All right. I'm going to have to finish this up without being able to hear anything. It's... The left is on a destructive path, and not just for the country. They don't even know what they stand for. They got some major soul searching to do, too. It's... I don't know. We're in a very weird time. Very weird. Hopefully everybody can still hear me. Kel saying that she heard me singing, so I'm pretty sure. There we go. Nope. It's... If I hold the damn connector just a certain way, I can hear again. So, it's... I said earlier, I don't know what the path of this country is going to be like. We are heading down a dangerous time in our country. Even with Trump winning, it's still a dangerous time for the road ahead. It's going to take decades to fix what the Democrats have done over the last 8 years. It's going to take a long time. I can't even tell you how long it would take to fix what the Democrats have done. If it can even be fixed at all. I look at as simply like we were talking. Look what Obama did to NASA. He destroyed the agency. He destroyed it. And now we got to try to rebuild it. We were relying on Russia to continue going into space. And the cost was, holy shit, that cost was exorbitant. I don't know. Let me see something. Trying to just bugging the shit out of me. Bugging me. And I've known I've had this problem for a while, and I usually can fix it by tapping the line. But it seems that the problem is too far gone with this damn headset. It's a connector, too. All right, I'll play with it later. It's going to drive me nuts. I know it is. Let's see, what else we got on the bar? Joe Scarborough. The media calling Trump a Nazi will only make him win again. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, this screaming at he's racist and pointing fingers at everybody being racist. It's created Trump. It's allowed him to win. And they didn't learn their lesson, which is, it drives me up a wall. It was a simple message of knock the shit off. And they continue to do it. They're doing it with Steve Bannon. He's a white supremacist. He's anti-Jewish. Da, 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 da. No proof, no nothing. But yet they keep going even after the American people said they've had enough of this shit. At least Joe Scarborough was bright enough to understand it, and he's trying to warn. And so many of us have warned mainstream media what the issues are and what the problems are. We've warned the Democrat Party what the issues are and what the problems are, and they continue to go down their path and ignore what everybody is saying. Because, again, they think they know more than everybody else. And that's a danger. When you're not listening to other people, you're in trouble. I mean, it's funny because we heard the media. He was given a 1% chance and told that he cannot win the primary. He went and did that. He got told... Oh, sorry. You have a soundbite, Kel? Send it to me. He got told he could not win the regular election. He went out and did it. They keep telling this man what he can't do. They keep accusing him of being racist. And as he's ignoring it, and that's the thing. Republicans in the past have done it where they chase the tail of trying to disprove the negative. I'm not a racist. They accuse me of being racist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. And they spend the rest of the election chasing that tail. Oh, damn it. But they spend that time chasing that tail that they're never going to catch. You can't disprove these negatives. And that's why they make these accusations, so you spend the whole time doing it. They did it with Trump. It didn't work. So what do? They double down and they try it again and again and again. And he's not buying it. He's just going on with it. And he's ignoring the bullshit. And I said back, way back during the beginning of the primaries, that's what he would do. And that's how he would win. And that's how the Democrats have beaten Republicans time and time again. Because nobody wants to be called a racist, sexist, and all the other ists and isms. Ignore it. State a fact about it, go on. Don't dwell on it. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to dwell on that negative. I knew there was no other Republican candidate that would be able to do what Donald did. Going up to Hillary, Hillary has colleges are now saying they're going to be sanctuary cities. Start charging these people. It's pissing me off. Undocumented. Bullshit. They're illegal. Can I go take an undocumented withdrawal out of a bank? Not a goddamn Democrat, liberal, or any of those goddamn idiots are going to back me on it. I could justify taking an undocumented withdrawal from a bank. I could justify it. Doing it for the love of my family. Trying to give my family a better living. All the same reasons that they give for why these people come into the country illegally and why we should back them. I can give the same reasons why I should be able to go rob a bank. take an undocumented withdrawal. There's no difference. And if anybody protected me after I took that undocumented withdrawal from a bank, they would be charged in connection with that crime. But yet somehow these liberal politicians tell us that they're above it. They just think that they're above the law. And it's disgusting. And hopefully we have a president that steps up and holds everybody, Republican, conservative, Democrat, liberal, progressive, hold everybody to the same laws. Because I'm getting tired of seeing one set of laws for immigration, one set of laws for politicians, one set of laws for the common man. We're held to such a high standard anymore. There's so many rules and regulations out there. They say on average, the average person, breaks at least 5 laws a day. Not even knowing. It's a sad state. This is not just an American problem either. This is an international problem because we have the same problem. This liberal movement has spread throughout the country, throughout the world. It's infected the UN. It's infected the European Union. Said it before and I'll say it again, that what we fought World War II for, the Allied forces are now pushing for it. Millions of people, not millions, but you know what I mean. Yeah, millions of people died in World War II. For what? For what? So we can push the same values that we fought against? It's the end of the show. And I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And everybody, have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.